people say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I'm Abs of October Red, and I'm joined by debutant Tia Ayton. Is that the correct way of pronouncing all the names?
Yeah, it is.
Tia, do you like to be called Tia May or Tia? I've got to get my...
You can just call me Tia.
Tia. Well,
Yeah.
welcome to the channel. I know you're debuting with Matchroom, who you've just recently been signed to next week in Birmingham. So
Yeah.
take this as a pre-Birmingham welcome. Talk to us, Tia, because 18 years old, you're still 18, right?
Yeah.
Pro, so early, so young.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
I think it is. I'm very young, but I'm not in no rush with the journey anyway. So I'm just going to take my time with it. But I think amateurs, I won the world championship. So I didn't want to go GB or anything. So I just thought going pro is the best way to go.
May I ask, and I get this because I'm hearing it from quite a lot of the new gen fighters. They're saying that they're not really going to go to GB. What is it that entices you to turn pro rather than thinking about the Olympic route?
I think from last year, the Olympics wasn't that great and stuff. But I think also, like, if you go GB, you don't train at your own gym. You train with the GB coaches, and you got to move all the way up to Sheffield and stuff like that. And I just like being at home with my family. So I think pro's the best way to go.
See, you're gonna have to get me on the geography here. How far is Weston-super-Mare from? Because you're from Bristol, from Gloucester. Because I'm hearing that Bristolian twang in the accent.
No, yeah, I got to get the train every day to come to my gym. So it's only like a 30-minute train journey, so it's not too bad. But yeah, dedication, I guess.
No, I love it. The fact is, obviously, yourself. There's obviously Leo Atang. I've gone through your social media and saw like a picture with you. You know, you're both in it. Obviously, Leo's 18 as well.
Yeah,
it's like this. It's like almost like a next gen of fighters. Like are saying, you know what, I'm gonna go pro. Is there anyone in the pro ranks that has made you think like that? Because Moses Atalma did it, but is there any fighters where you've looked at and thought, I look at them as like a bit of an influence. They turned pro early, so I'm going to make that decision too.
I think Moses Tuma is very like inspiring, really, because he's turned young and now look how good he's done. He's smashing it. So I think hopefully like my journey can go the same as his. So yeah.
But I like that. I like the fact that you've done your bit. You feel like you've done your apprenticeship as an amateur, and it's like, okay, I'm not going to leave it in the hands of, whether I'm going to be on the podium, whether I'm going to be next. I'm going to be traveling around, like you said, staying away from home. You've like taken the bull by the horn, so to speak, and said, no, I'm going to navigate my career from now. That ambition, that drive already, Tia, is commendable. But I need you to talk to me on, obviously, like you said, you didn't want to move away from home, but other factors that the pro side, what motivates you about pro?
I think from when I was a young girl, I've always wanted to go pro. Like I've always wanted the belts and everything. I think it's just cool, like no head guard, smaller gloves, longer rounds. So I just thought I'm more suited for the pros, like my style and everything. I like to sit down on shots. I like to take my time. And I just think in amateurs, it's just very quick and that high pace. And I like working at a lower pace and stuff. So I just think.
Did you find it a bit conflicting then? Because sometimes, and this is from my experience sitting on this side of the fence, where you hear that, amateurs saying I've got more of a pro style, but not all of them always do well in the pro ranks. So having that confidence before you climb through the ropes as a professional, what makes you so sure that you've definitely got it to be a professional boxer? Because it is two different sports.
Yeah,
it's boxing, but it's completely different.
Yeah. I think I know I got a pro style because even when I used to go to England and I was training with England, they used to try and change me and make me more amateur style. And they used to say, oh, you box very pro, you need to do this, you need to do that. So I think hearing that from them just shows like, yeah, okay, maybe I should just go pro.
But you know what I like about that though? It's kind of rings sense when sometimes they say that people stay in the amateurs for too long.
Yeah,
And then
definitely.
they may find it difficult to adapt out
Yeah.
because the style is that still of an amateur. Not knocking the style at all,
No.
but when you talk about the differences in style, yes, there's the longer rounds. Yes, there's no head guard. You mentioned sitting down on your shots, a slower pace. Talk me through like a tier style. I want to envisage that before I see you climb through the ropes next week.
I think like the first round, you just gotta work them out really. Like no need going in there rushing or anything. Like you got 6 rounds, so take your time. And I think the second round, obviously, like you got a hang of them then really. So like if you think you can hit her with the bigger shots and stuff, then start sitting down more, wearing her down. Then like the third round, you can just carry on and see what goes on.
Talk to me about your fitness levels then, because as the rounds go on, like you said, the quicker the pace, the more likely you are to potentially gas later on. The fitness, your fitness side of training, what do you do to help prepare you for potentially those longer rounds? I don't know, Tia, you might be going in there knocking them out straight away, but you're preparing for 6
Yeah,
rounds. So talk to us
yeah.
about your fitness training.
I do a lot of running, like long distance running. I do a lot of sprints, like on the curve machine. They kill you. I hate doing that
Yeah, I
training.
know.
And
Yeah.
like the air bike, so like the air bike as
Okay.
well. Yeah, I do all that stuff. So I think my fitness, I'm up there. Like I can do pads, long pads. I do loads of sparring. I do 8-round sparring, 6-round
Do you?
sparring. Yeah, so I'm used to it now, like the pace and everything. So yeah.
Who have you had sparring with? I'm interested to know any names that we may know in the professionals. I always like to hear fighters spar up. I don't want to hear that they're sparring down. You've got to, train. I'm not saying fighting is easy, but train hard, fight easier.
Yeah. I've had a lot of good sparring, but one person I have sparred is Sky Nicholson. So I think that's probably the best sparring you can get.
Yeah, world champion.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you learn and say that learning experience, what would you say that you've learned from Sky?
She's a very smart boxer, very clever. So when I'm in the ring with her, I'm thinking as well. So she's got me thinking, she's thinking. So it's good rounds, like good to it. Like if you come and watch it, it's good rounds to watch. It's interesting.
And I know as an amateur, I know you've boxed, I think, is it America, Sweden, in the UK.
Yeah.
Have you
Germany.
ever met, Germany. Have you ever when you have like those fights, any of them, not necessarily difficult, but any of them, would you say that are learning fights? Because you're going to be fighting people from all over the world. Probably your debut, you're not going to be fighting somebody from the UK. So
No.
talk to us about the benefit of having that world experience.
I think it's great. Like in the Worlds, I had 3 fights. I stopped 2 of my fights out there, and then my last fight, I fought India, and that was a tough fight, very very tough. Like it was in Colorado, the altitude, like I couldn't breathe, like it was horrible, but tough fight, and I think that made me learn a lot. Like I need to calm down and go through the gears, and not like because it's like finals. Don't let that get to me. Just take it as any other fight.
I like that. So that mental preparation is already instilled in you. And how do you calm yourself down? Because fair enough, the amateurs, there's not that many eyes on it compared to the pros. You've got big bright lights. You've got Galal Yafai on the card. There's going to be a lot of attention there. How do you feel about your debut and that pressure? How do you deal with it, or how are you going to deal with it?
I'm very excited, so that's a good thing. And pressure, I have pressure on me, but I've always had pressure on me. So it's just like any other day, really. And I got my family there and friends, so just having them there supporting me, that'll make me calm down. I've got a great coach as well in my corner, so I'll be fine.
And talk to us about your coach. Is it the same one that you've had? Hold on, I think I've got your details up. Is it, and forgive me if I'm wrong, is it Dean Lewis or have you changed?
Yeah, Dean Lewis, that's my coach, yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about him and how he's helped you and developed your style. And if you was to put your style into a description, what would it be?
I've been with Dean Lewis now for nearly 2 years, but I've known him since I was a little girl. So him and my dad are mates and everything. So he's known me since I've actually done kickboxing. So, And he's always said to my dad, I'm going to be special. He literally got me into amateur boxing because I used to be in Alliance. So I didn't even know anything about amateur boxing. So I started, and I was only young when I started. So I went to another gym. And then as soon as I was old enough, I can get the train and stuff, I come here and train here. And he just changed me. Like before, I was more like, I just wanted to fight. Like I was just sluggish. Like, I just wanted to stop people. But since I've come here with Dean, he's got me thinking and taking my time. And I just love the sport way more now because I'm constantly learning new things.
What is it that you look at in your opponent? Like you said, the first round, you're probably sussing them out, seeing what they're about. What are telltale signs? I mean, I guess in any kind of competition, you kind of know how you're going to do. Like from the beginning, you kind of suss things out, get a feeler for it, and you think, okay, this is how it's going to go. I can see it. What is it in boxing that you can see with your opponents, Tia, that makes you know, all right, I've got this person's number, I'm going to do them?
I think I watch them before I fight them anyway, so I've got a rough idea of what they're like anyway. I just like notice little things that they do. So if they like are lazy with their jab, then like you can counter back because it's just lazy and just stuff like that. You just got to keep an eye out for it.
I absolutely love what you're saying there. Being on this Birmingham card as your debut, then, you know, big things ahead. We don't know how the future is going to plan out. But inside Tia's head, what have you, I understand there's belts. That's it. You want the gold. You want the championships. But when you look at, like, I always give it a short-term view to start off with. The next 12 months, Tia, what do you want to achieve in those 12 months? And I trust that you're still going to be at the same weight as well, which is it feather?
Yeah. No, I'm starting at super bantam. But
super bantam.
I want to go down to bantam anyway. So I want to go down. And hopefully in 12 months' time, I have like 6 fights by then. Be undefeated still. And no rush for any like world titles or anything like that. I just want to take my time. I'm only young. I've got plenty of years to be winning all that.
I love that. And that exactly, you have got time is definitely on your side. When you look at fighters that you look up to personally, and when you look at styles that you potentially incorporate into yours, a bit like the dance moves that you said you can do, but we didn't see them. Tell me. Tell me, it's all right. We'll get you on camera doing them soon. Don't worry about that. Tell us about like boxing styles that you really like.
I really like I don't know. I don't really watch boxing, but
don't you?
No, not at all. I do not watch it. Yeah, I know. I do not watch it.
Not a lot of boxers don't, but
no. But obviously, you just got to name the greatest people. Really, like Floyd Mayweather. He never got hit.
Defense.
So, yeah, and like Mike Tyson and Muhammad Ali.
Aggression, like speed,
and like women like Katie Taylor, amazing. Sky Nicholson, amazing. So yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to ask you a final question, and it's a personal one. And I'm always interested in that. What's the tattoo on your leg? Is it a Japanese house or something?
It's like anime. I got anime tattooed on me.
What is the obsession with anime, with the amateurs?
I've watched anime since COVID, so I've been watching it like for years now. But I'm getting a whole sleeve, hopefully. I'm gonna get
on the leg.
Yeah, just on my I don't know my left and right. On my left leg, and
I'll do the same thing.
And yeah, it's just an anime girl, and I got like a Japanese house.
Yep.
And then I've got like flowers and stuff, and hopefully I can go all the way down. So yeah.
Is any of that going to transpire into your outfits to wear out to the ring? Because it'd be nice to see like an anime girl, you know, like the outfits and stuff. It was manga when I was younger, and that was 1,000 years ago. I love manga, but it's so weird that the younger generation has got back into it again.
Oh yeah, I think that'd be sick. Like if I could get
wouldn't it?
Yeah, like somewhat like Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan theme. That'd be so cool. So hopefully one day you just give me an idea now. So hopefully one day I can do that.
I absolutely look forward to it. Tia, I know obviously in the beginning you obviously got sponsors or looking out for sponsors. So tell us if you've got any sponsors, shout them out. If not, how we can find you on social media, get behind you and support your journey. I'll click the follow on you as soon as this is done anyway.
I'm sponsored by Shield and AK Scaffolding. They're from Bristol, and I really appreciate everything that they've done for me, helping me out a lot. And you can find me on Instagram. My Instagram is just Tia Ayton. And yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Listen, Tia, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'll see you next week in Birmingham because that is my hometown.
Yeah.
So a massive welcome for coming to the city. All the best on your debut. But we'll catch up soon. Viewers, please get behind Tia. We've got to support the young fighters, the young British talent that's coming out. Obviously, Matchroom have signed this young lady for a reason. So yeah, Tia May Ayton on Instagram, and I shall see you soon.
Oh, thank you very much for your time.
No problem.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.